Hi friend, I am Lee Keckner. Welcome to day number 17 of Relationships It's Your Fault. Oh wait. If you would please join me in a few grounding breaths and then we'll get the excitement going today. Uncross your legs and we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. And just take a minute to get in your body, to get present, and to just give yourself a minute from all of the running around we have to do every day, to just relax for a minute. Join me with a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. I smiled halfway through because I remembered I just got a splat of lasagna on my shirt, and I thought, oh, I'll change it in a minute. And then I go, oh no, it's 1 o'clock. So anyway, hi you guys. All right, we're gonna do a digest and chew, just talk a little bit of what we've covered the last few days, and then we're gonna do a question and answer. And I'm excited today because whoever asks the question that gets the most likes is going to win my rose quartz necklace. It's darling, and it gives you a little extra dose of love every day. If you're a man, you can give it as a gift, and if you're a woman, you can wear it like I do every day. Okay, so if you ask the best question, meaning it gets the most likes in 24 hours, I'll announce the winner tomorrow and you get my necklace. Digest and chew. I just want to go over the last couple of days. We were talking about strangers and that life can become magical when you realize that there are no strangers and you realize every interaction is sacred and you look into the eyes of everyone and see, what are you here to teach me? What can I learn from you? So that makes strangers really that there are no such things, unless you're a little kid and you teach them stranger danger. But everyone is related. We are all brothers and sisters in the humankind. We're all connected to the same beautiful life energy. And strangers are amazing. Family, old and new. We talked about the families that we grew up with and that we all had a specific dynamic and role in that family, and that as you become an adult and you evolve and start to kind of open your mind and heart and lose your old ways of being that no longer serve you, and then you go back with your family, they want you to act the same way. And sometimes when you say, I'm no longer going to do that or participate, it rattles the foundation of the family. People get pissed off, but in the long run, you're respected and you feel better. And then I was talking about if you created your own family, that you can remember the things that you didn't like so much from your family you grew up in and tweak it and change the patterns of your family forever. So it's so amazing to be aware of who you are now and what you have created, and to be present and make new decisions, a fresh moment every day. And then we talked about friends, that I gave everyone the challenge of after they sign a text to their friend that they say, I love you. Because we say I love you so freely to our spouse, our lover, our siblings, our family, our children, but we don't say it freely with friends. And sometimes the other day I was texting my friend Jill, and I was thinking, as I was texting her, my heart was so filled with love, and I thought, I was just gonna put love ya, which is just like a throwaway and kind of bullshit to me. That's what I think. And so I was like, no, I'm gonna say I love you to her. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say I love you to everyone that I love. That's how I'm going to end my thing, not just to my family. So you're welcome. If you're my good friend, I love you. And if you're not, I love you anyway, because you're all related to me, right, in the humankind. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about, I want to get with the multimedia. I couldn't think of the right word, but with being spiritual or having a happier life, that there's so many different things you can do. Yesterday, we talked about oils. And my friend Heather, who's got to put her name on this thread, sells doTERRA and would be happy to have a conversation with you about oils if you have any question, and get you set up if you want some. So you can look for her on this thread. She also has, we're going to talk today about crystals. Now, everything in the world is made up of crystals, and then soon we're getting to the question and answer. So be thinking of what your question is about your relationship. Crystals. This is a rose quartz. And around my neck is a rose quartz. And on this little necklace I'm giving away today is a rose quartz. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Everything on the planet is made up of energy. Everything has energy. So they say for thousands of years they've been using crystals and they're healing energy that comes from them. A rose quartz is a stone of the heart. It enhances love and reduces stress. It's a crystal of unconditional love. It carries a soft feminine energy of compassion and peace, tenderness and healing, nourishment and comfort. It speaks directly to the heart chakra, if you know about the chakras, dissolving emotional wounds, fears, and resentments, and circulates a divine loving energy throughout your body, reawakening the heart to its own innate love. It provides a deep sense of personal fulfillment and contentment, allowing one the capacity to truly give and receive love from others. And I think it is the perfect crystal for this whole thing, relationships, right? To bring more love into our life. You can't go wrong. And crystals, like some people are like, I don't believe in that oils can make you feel better or crystals can do anything. Here's what I think about it. A medium once told me that my dad comes back as a squirrel. And I shared that with my kids. And one day Eve was out back and I was like, who are you talking to? And she was like, your dad's here, and pointed to a squirrel. And it touched my heart that she was thinking about my dad. And it touched my heart that when I see a squirrel, I think about my dad. So if he really does come back as a squirrel, I'm having some great conversations with him and honoring him getting in a squirrel suit. But if he doesn't, I'm thinking about him. So it's a win-win to allow your mind to step out of what you normally think and be open that maybe there's something out there I don't know everything about. It's not always exactly how I think life is. So rose quartz, you'll win-win today if you ask the best question in this next section, which is the question and answer time. So now I would invite you, if there's any questions you have about a current relationship, wanting a relationship, a work relationship, a friend relationship, please ask it now. And I would be happy to talk about it with you if there's anything you're going through. And if you feel embarrassed or nervous, ask it anyway, because most likely so does somebody else. And you'll be helping them too, right? So Monica, Tammy, what do you guys have? Hi, I'm from Florida. I went to school with you in junior high and high school. Wow, Leticia, you were really good at the Presence physical fitness test. I remember you were very athletic and you're my brother Patrick's age. And yes, I remember you. Hello, beautiful. Nice to see you. Kim, Bob Levitt, good to see you. Hi, Dustin. Dustin, do you have a question, anything relationship-wise that you can pose to me? I would love to hear it. Let's see if there's any questions. I love you, Lee. I love you, Dustin. Now give me a question so you can win this rose quartz necklace. I don't know if it'll fit around your man neck, but we could give it a try. Hi, Denise and Sherry. Hi, Maria Hope. Timmery, you are awesome, Leticia. Anybody? Question and answer time. Anything heavy on your heart? A tool you want to deal with a situation? Timmery Van Dam, do you have any relationship at work, with your friends, with your family that you want to ask? If you don't, I'm just going to say, oh, J. Greg Jordan, I have lost both my parents in the past 3 years. I don't miss them as much as I think I should. Huh, how interesting. You know what? I can't see your whole thing, so I'm going to pull up Facebook really quick on my page live so I can read your full comments. Because on my phone it just says see more, but it won't let me see more. But I think this is a beautiful question, J. Greg Jordan. I wonder if I can see myself live. Sorry, guys. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I can see it. All right. So let me see if your question's here, J. Greg. Damn it, it's not on my feed. So anyway, all I see is I don't miss them as much as I think I should. And then the question is I don't see. But here's what's so interesting. Your parents have passed, J. Greg Jordan, and you love them dearly. And their bodies are gone, right? Their soul is free. You've lost your parents, which is such a heavy, heavy thing and can rock our worlds in such a downtrodden way. But your mind is adding to that, right? Your mind isn't just allowing you to grieve exactly how you want to. Grieving and joy and everything is such a private, personal thing, and some people can bounce back with their beliefs quickly, and some people stay a couple of years in sadness over it. So I would encourage you, J. Greg, to tell your mind, back off. Back off. I loved my parents. I honor them. I speak to them when I feel like it. I don't need to beat myself up because I'm not doing it right. So that's kind of what I think on that, J. Greg Jordan. I send a special prayer out to their souls and to you today as we think about your parents. So I have been thinking of a divorce after 22 years together. I have changed so much. Oh, good, I can see this one. After Okay, I've been thinking of a divorce after 22 years together. That's big. I have changed so much over the last 5 years, while he has not. He has been stagnant and refuses to change or get help. I have threatened, I have cried, I have begged, but nothing. Oh gosh, I really hear you. I'm at my wit's end and I just can't do it anymore. Well, I'm glad that you're starting to hear yourself and to feel your body, that it's hurting. I can't hold him up. No, you can't. Everyone always says live your best life. But how do you do that, whether your spouse is preventing you from doing that or not? Wonderful question. Here's what I think about relationships, especially marriage. Two people come together as partners. And sometimes if we're both like really messed up or doing drugs or partying hard or whatever, you're kind of at the same energy level. And then some grow and some want to stay there. I heard once about being equally yoked. Oxes have to be equally yoked. The yoke has to fit over them to move the cart just right. The oxes have to be equally yoked. I believe that in marriage we have to be equally yoked. I think if you are blossoming and blooming and new things become important to you, and your partner says, I'm not interested, and sits down, I think that we are here to walk together as a couple. We can support each other when one's having a hard time, but to make the declaration, I'm not doing that, I'm not with you, you're no longer equally yoked, you're no longer holding hands and walking together. I always said I would be married to my husband through thick and thin unless he sat down and no longer walked with me. So even when we're going through a hard time, which we have been going through, it's getting better daily, but I would just check in with him and say, are you still walking with me? Are you still holding my hand? Like, I know we're having a hard time right now, but are you still in? Because if you are, I'm in for life. If you sit down and you throw in the towel, I believe every relationship serves its purpose. It's like friendships, right? You have some friends and you're so close with them. And then there's a falling out and you realize, wow, I'm just at a different place now, and that relationship no longer serves me. Because a marriage is about two people coming together and walking together and taking care of each other and supporting each other. And if someone's having a hard time, like I said, love them and be with them and help them through it. If they've thrown in the towel, you can't work with that. So I think it's really great. I was going to say Dustin. Dustin, that's right. I was like, is it Justin? Dustin, I think it's really great that you are aware of your body. You're listening to yourself. You're realizing you can't do it anymore. It's like if somebody's down there and you pulling them up every day. Who does that serve? It frustrates them that they can't be down where they are. It frustrates you because your arms hurt. So I say, and here's something else that I love. Every question that you have when you close your eyes and you quiet your mind and you tap into God, which resides within us, you tap into who you truly are, which is directly connected with God, you can get the answer. So maybe you spend a little quiet time asking yourself, does this relationship serve me? Has it run its course? Or is he just having a hard time and we can work through it? How does someone in our generation handle relationships with new bosses of the millennial generation? What an interesting thing. Wow, I have not thought about that, but the young hotshots who are so media savvy coming up, yes, becoming the bosses. Well, first I think that you look at the millennial as a brother or sister, as a human being who might feel insecure because everyone's older and they're feeling like they have to prove themselves, right? So they might kind of come on strong, or it seems like jerky, but that's their safety net. So I think you start by seeing their true essence, looking in their eyes and seeing who they really are, because inside of us is a beautiful being filled with light and a kind person, even if this stuff messes us up. So trying to see that, and then I would say communication. Every time you feel weird about something, every time you feel a little pushed over, every time you feel, just go, hey, can I talk to you about that? Because I think when we don't, our mind starts to spin, we take it personal, and we create a story around it, when really the guy was just busy and overwhelmed with his new job, and he's young, and he doesn't have all of the coping and learning skills like we do when we're a little bit older. So I would say communication, seeing his true essence, and speaking up for yourself to make sure that you're heard in a loving way. Let me see here. How does someone, all right, work relationships, that is, how do they think of us? Are we old in their eyes? You know, I'm 52 years old and I feel about 27 to 34. And every time I go out with people, I think like these other young moms from Eve's class, they're in their 30s, but I always think we're the same age. My friend Pete Holney just turned 42 and I thought he was 52. So I think when we can release our age, when we can let that go, when we can quit thinking that that's a block or a roadblock or an obstacle or something we have to lie about or anything like that, then you're freeing yourself up from wondering if they're judging you, because you're not judging you, right? So I think that when you act how you want to act and you know who you are, it's sexy and powerful and commanding, and that's what he will see. But if you're feeling old and out of it and kind of like you're getting kicked to the side, that's what he will see, right? Because we tell the world how to treat us. I love Letitia's getting in here. Now my phone's not saying. I'm discovering in an exercise that my mother giving me a no when I ask for candy or a toy. Come on, Seymour. Monica, I can't see that quite. Oh, I am discovering in an exercise that my mother giving me a no when I asked for a candy or a toy may trigger a frustrating sensation and emotion blockage in the present. Any suggestions to rewire it easily? Things that happen. So all of our big triggers when we get pissed off or triggered right now as adults from anyone is usually an old hurt residing in our body from our childhood that has not been worked through, loved, and released. And that's how we react big sometimes when something's not so big, because we're attaching a lot of crap onto it. So your actual question is, any suggestions to rewire it easily? Awareness is the #1 changer of life. You're having awareness, Monica, is empowering right there. So that's the #1 thing, and you already have it. So now you can start to write down in your journal, make a note in your phone right when it happens, you know, go to notes, and write down the trigger, what the thing was, and how you felt. Every time, start seeing the pattern. Which trigger is the most prevalent? Your mother said no, which deprived you, which made you think she didn't love you. So when somebody says no, you think really deep down they don't love you. Start to look at that and then go in, close your eyes, think of something precious to you, an animal, a child, whatever, your car, whatever lights you up, and flood that place inside of you with that love. So you're gonna pull it out of your body and look at it. Oh, wow, I'm thinking from my childhood, they don't love me because they're not giving me what I want. Oh, that's an old thought. I'm going to replace that shit with something new. I'm going to replace it with I am whole and worthy and worthy of having all of abundance in all of my life. And then fill that in with love. And do that every single time. Trigger, write it down, look at it, see the pattern, take your most prevalent one and start with that one first and flood it with love. Soon the trigger will shrink, 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 and you'll stop pointing fingers at other people for your childhood hurts. Because I think that that's all what we do every day. All right, great question, Monica. I appreciate you asking that. Let's see if there's anything else here. Is there anything else, guys? Hi, Carla, Kim, Rosanna. Do you guys have any questions about relationships where you need help? Let's see if there's anything else. Becky, I've been with my spouse for 15 years. We are together day in and day out, but there feels like now, why can't I see this one on my page? It's so weird that I can see some of them. Becky, I'm gonna see if it pops up in a second. I am gonna address Melodies because it's up on my computer and yours is not yet. I tend to be a free spirit. Why do people tend to undervalue someone who is that way? Could I move on to those who see it automatically? Should I move on to those who see it automatically? Move on from them? What is cool is when you get to the place where you don't care how people see you, Melody. You're calling yourself a free spirit. Now, a free spirit is beautiful. A free spirit is free. They don't care what other people think. They share their love and their creativity with the world. A free spirit is badass. I'm hearing a little bit of judgment on the word free spirit. So I think that you are putting some things that you don't think are positive on the term free spirit, which is making it not a free spirit, right? So you're maybe thinking I'm disorganized, or I don't show up on time, or maybe I forgot to call you back and people are getting mad at me. Well, that's just how I am, right? So it sounds like you're having some self-judgment and then thinking that people don't like you because of it. I'll tell you that if you guys remember that we tell people how to treat us by how we feel about ourselves. When you feel like shit, you will attract people who treat you shitty. So it's like the whole thing with bullies. There's the victim and there's the bully, right? The bully's having a hard time, and the way they handle it is they have to take someone down. The victim is feeling low and bad about themselves, and they are attracting the bully, right? So it's not that bullying is okay, but I think that we need to give love and compassion to both sides, the victim and the bully, because they're both hurting. But in your thing, I would say practice compassionate self-forgiveness. Melody, we talked about that the other day, where it is saying, I forgive myself for judging myself as a free spirit. I forgive myself for judging myself as late. I forgive myself for judging myself as bad because, and really forgive yourself, and then go into that place in your heart and flood it with tenderness and love. Because as you become a true free spirit, what other people think about you, you will not care. You'll remember that saying that what other people think about me, it's not my business. So I empower you to love yourself more and more and more and more. My last series was called Coming Home, Melody. Look at some of those videos, because it was all about in here, which is the most important relationship we will ever have. When this stuff's good, coworkers are good, kids are good, marriage is good. Mine's kind of like this right now, so I guess I have more work to do here. Okay, J. Gray Jordan, what is the significance of your wrist tattoos? This I got one for each of my children because I love them just a little bit. And then this one, if you go to my website, leigh.la, leigh.la, I wrote a blog about it. It's called I Am a Star, about a little meditation thing I did that was a trip that I'd never even knew was possible to experience. So check that out. But these are both relationship. This is a relationship for me to remind myself that I'm not these silly stories in my head and the shit that's going on, that we're way bigger beings than that. And that's to remind myself that I love my kids. It helps when I'm yelling at them. Oh yeah, I love you. Monica, okay. Replace and rewire with love. That's right. Melody, tend to be a free spirit. Okay, that's all I'm seeing there. Becky, yours has not come up on my dang thing. I've been with my spouse for 15 years and we are together day in and day out, but there feels like, why will it say see more and not let me see more, damn it? Whatever, I can't see it. I'm sorry. Let me see if I refresh my computer. I'm going to come back to that. How does someone in our generation handle relationship with new bosses? I got that one. Thank you. That one. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to just see if I got melodies, and then we'll see if there's any more, and then we'll wrap up if not. Boy, it's hot out here. I don't know if I'm just excited, but I'm starting to get hot. Okay. All right. Becky. Oh, it came up here. Fantastic. I guess I could pull it closer so I'm not craning my neck. I've been with my spouse for 15 years. We are together day in and day out. Wow. But there feels like there is a great division between us since our kids were born. What do you suggest to pull back together? Oh my gracious, that's so beautiful. I do teach, when I do this workshop with married couples, you put yourself first, your relationship second, and your children third. Because first, you're here for you. Second, you attracted this person that you loved and chose to walk through the rest of life with. And then all these kids come. And if you start focusing on the children, this will happen, right? And a lot of people get divorced during that time. I would suggest you saying to your husband, my beloved, I love you with all of my heart. I feel a division between us, and I would like to close it. Could I give you a back massage tonight? Or could I do whatever he likes, something special for you tonight? Start feeding your relationship again. Start watering your relationship so it can blossom again. And that's so typical between work and kids and all the stuff that we have to do. So what you're going to do is refocus on him. You have awareness already, you want to do it, which is beautiful. Refocus on your husband and then communicate with him in a loving way. Maybe you need to write it out first and maybe you need to hand it to him and let him read it. Sometimes I write better and I give it to Dave to read, because if I say it, I'll botch it up and say it in a way that's going to trigger him. So you can, however you want to convey to him, you're important to me, my beloved. May I do something loving for you? And you can be the change you want to see in your relationship. You can start doing the things you wish you guys were doing, because he will follow suit. It just organically happens. And how beautiful you've been together that long. Congratulations. And what a trip that you worked together. Let me see if there's any more there. Okay. Anyone else? I don't see any more questions, you guys. So if there's no more relationship questions, I'm going to bow out. Brad, I take it your relationships are going well because you're not asking a question and I see that you're on. So guys, right now I'm going to wind down if I don't see any more questions, any relationship questions coming in. All right. I'm sending a special prayer to Dustin as he contemplates the end of his relationship. I hope your lover is not on Facebook. All right. Here's my quote today, because I don't see any more questions coming in. If you have any, you can post it here when you watch this later. And the person who gets the most likes on their post in 24 hours wins this rose quartz necklace and brings more love. Crystal healing, baby. All right, here's my quote. I don my rose quartz necklace, roll on my rose oil, and see the world with rose-colored glasses. So that's just going with the vein that crystals and oils, and tomorrow we'll talk about touch, how healing they can be. And then you can see the world more beautifully because you're opening more to love. Before I end, I think a bug just flew in my mouth. I want to make sure that there aren't any more questions. Oh wait, I think, let's see. Amy Hopkins put my husband. Amy Hopkins, is that a question, sweetheart? Or you're just wanting to say my husband and a star? Because I didn't see a question. Yes, dogs, I want to answer it too, yes. Okay, so I don't see it, sweetheart. I can call you sweetheart. Amy Hopkins, you just wrote my husband with a star, but usually if somebody puts a star, that means that they're trying to correct something, right? But I don't see the first part. Oh, and do you have a specific question about that, Amy? Is he struggling? You want to ask about that? Or is it something like how you can support him? Your husband lost his father recently, which is a big deal, especially if there's a lot of unresolved issues, right? Because it can bring up a lot of heartache. All right, Amy. I'm not really sure how to answer that question because there's not actually been a question posed. He's struggling but not accepting my love. Oh, I get it. I hear it now. So Amy, in relationships, sometimes people screw up and sometimes people have a hard time and sometimes people fall down and don't stand up very fast as we would like him to. Earlier, a guy, J. Greg Jordan, asked the question that his parents died and he's beating himself up because he's feeling like he's not missing them enough and he's feeling guilty about that. Your husband is missing his daddy a lot right now. And I have a feeling that there are some big things that went on between them that were unresolved when he died. So he's having an extra heaviness on his heart. And maybe he's not the best communicator, which sometimes a lot of men aren't. Sometimes I'm not. So what I would encourage you to do is to send him love every day. Fill yourself up with love. Send him love. Say a prayer for him. And give him room. Give him so much room. I don't think this is a great time for you to need him to be a certain way to feel okay. So I would just suggest that you love him right now because he's feeling tender and vulnerable and he probably doesn't know what the hell to do with those feelings. So if you can just say, my beloved, I love that word. My beloved, I am here for you. I am here for you. How can I help you? How can I love you? Or, my beloved, I'm here for you. And then you can think, what can I do kind for him without expecting anything back? That's key. How can I support him as my beloved hurts without expecting any thank you back? That's a great selfless act. And as you do that, and then anytime you feel insecure or bad inside or feel mad, flood yourself with love. I've got you, you're okay. Those are feelings that are coming up, let them pass. I'm going to love my husband right now while he needs me, because this won't happen again. His father won't die again. This is it. This is one time you can show up powerfully for him just as a loving partner. All right. All right, friends. Oh, you saw my husband on... Oh, wow. Now my heart is touched. Amy just said that she saw my husband do stand-up and he recommended my videos, and she's here. I love your ideas and thoughts. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for supporting my husband, and thank you. Now I have another reason to be kind to my husband, that he told people, he told me he told people about it at his show. He's like, "Do people coming on?" I'm like, "No." So I wasn't really sure if he did, but he did, Amy, and I'm happy that you're here, and I'll say a prayer for you, that you feel whole and you're worthy regardless of what's happening around you in life. When we're whole and worthy, we can accept and be at peace with what is, and right now your baby needs you. All right, guys, I love you very much. I'm going to call it a day because I don't see any more questions. Dear God, thank you for so many ways that we can love ourselves. Thank you for providing us with so many different materials on the planet, from hearing each other, connecting with others, oils, crystals, massage, all of the things that we can do to take care of ourselves. Thank you for love. Thank you for letting that be the core of a human being, being the core of who I am. Let me tap more into that. Amen. Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy you were here. I will see you tomorrow on day 18.